Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Episode number 10 today of Q&A Sunday. We're in the double digits, and we've got some new gameplay for you guys today to watch. So instead of some football matches, which I normally show you, we've got some Need for Speed Rivals in the background. A lot of people like a bit of Need for Speed, so I thought it'd be more interesting to sit back, watch me, watch a bit of Need for Speed, and you know, just a more enjoyable experience. So it's a great game. I picked it up last week. It's good fun, a lot of action, cops against racers. So the first, I think, 5 minutes I'm a cop, and then I switched to a racer with some Porsche gameplay, and this is the McLaren, I believe. Anyway, the questions. Before we get into it, make sure you guys submit more questions, because I'm kind of running out at the moment. Submit them in the comments now, or head over to thetruebrits.com, fill out the form, submit it, you know, and I get it either way. So come up with some new questions. I don't know what you want to ask, football related or not, doesn't really matter. A lot of you guys already know a lot about me, where I live, where I'm from, my age, and all that fun stuff anyway. So just keep it rolling. Make sure so you predict those games as well. I'm going to be leaving who's winning at the moment at the end of the video. I think it's Flair Dashing now, which I've got your name right. He's leading the way. He's doing well. He's predicting those games. He's getting those points. And I'm going to be adding more matches this weekend for you guys to predict. So make sure you do so. Anyway, into the questions. Got about 10 or so today. So we're going to get things rolling. First from Mary Cruz Sandy says, if you could meet any La Liga player, who would it be? By the way, love your videos. Thank you very much. Probably, you know, you guys know me, I love Ronaldo. Ronaldo was a quality player when he was at Man U, still is. But I love to meet him, you know what I mean. But I'd also like to probably meet someone like Gareth Bale. Get them two together and give them a ball each and say, look, here we go, ready, on my go. You're going to absolutely bomb it, 100 yards, quick as you can with the ball, and I want to see who wins. I'd probably say Bale would probably outrun Ronaldo, just because Bale's stride, once he gets going, he's like a horse. I mean, the guy's off. Simple as that. Ronaldo's got those little steps, his acceleration's quick, but I don't think his top speed is as fast as Bale. And then once they've done that, I'll have a go. Let me get in there. I'll stick a ball at my feet. I'm pretty decent, you know, speed. I'm not quite Bale's speed, I don't think. Have a race of them, and then once that's done, I'll probably say, here you go, I'm going to go in goal, why not, have some shots against me, do some free kicks, let's see how this pans out, because I think Bale against Ronaldo would be pretty interesting to see who's better on the old free kick front. So I'd like to meet them two players, just because the skill level, and they're kind of my players. I play similar positions to them. I'm more of a winger. I like to get the ball and run at defenders, so I'd love to meet those two guys. Alright, next up from Mojo says, hi TTB, do you think that Sergio Aguero will be the top scorer of the Premier League? I think he's one of the best 5 players in the world. How do you think about him? What do you think about him? Yes, I agree. I think he's one of the best players in the world up front. Absolute beast. I mean, he's been scoring goals. Unfortunately, he's been injured quite a bit lately, which seems to happen a lot nowadays with, you know, the game being more physical and whatnot. But do I think he's going to be top goal scorer? Probably not, purely for the fact that Luis Suarez is just banging them in. You know, he's never really injured. For some, you know, he rarely gets injured, Luis Suarez, is he? He's kind of like Ronaldo and that. And you know, he's scoring a lot of goals. Aguero's injured now, I believe, again, which sucks for Man City. Not that Man City don't have cover for him, but he is one. You know, he's a one-of-a-kind player. He's a little guy. You know, he's not the tallest player in the world, but he has ridiculous centre of gravity. He can hold off defenders. He's got quick acceleration, a great shot. And yeah, I'd probably say he's one of the best 5 top goal scorers at the moment, banging in goals. I mean, you know, the Premier League is one of the tougher leagues, and if you're consistently scoring goals, you've got to be rated pretty highly. So, good question. And that's coming from a Man U fan, which says a lot. Alright, next up from Oliver Sandtrack. He says, hello there, TTB. I love your videos and your commentary. Thank you. Just the last game, Man U Newcastle. This question was a while ago. Was so exciting to see. So my question for you, I would like to come up with a YouTube name. How do you think of yours? And how did I come up with it? I love your videos. Thank you. Okay, well, I'll start off with how do I think of mine, which was kind of a long process. And originally, it was meant to be me and my brother. That's why the name The True Brits happened. Not because, you know, that's what I wanted to be. It was just there was maybe 2 of us, and that's why it wasn't The True Brit. But it's actually my mum that came up with the name. You know, we asked her, she said, what about The True Brits? And I thought, you know, yeah, alright, you know, I may not be the truest Brit because I don't live in England. But, you know, I still have the accent and whatnot, so people, how are they going to know unless I tell them? And I never really thought that my channel would get to like, you know, 15, 16,000 subscribers, so I never really thought people would care. But, you know, you guys have done a fantastic job of sticking with me through the years anyway. But that's basically how I came up with it. I asked the mum, she came up with a name. I said, alright, that actually sounds pretty good. So we rolled with it. I mean, how do you think of a name? It's tough. I mean, you have to kind of think what kind of genre are you doing? Is it going to be gaming? Is it going to be vlogging? You know, a lot of vloggers, they just have their name as their YouTube name. I mean, if you guys know Louis Cole, who does vlogging, he's got about 500,000 subscribers, an English guy, got dreadlocks, crazy guy. You know, his channel's name's Fun for Louis, you know, because his name's Louis Cole. So there's, you know, if you're doing vlogging, I'd say kind of stick with your name. If you're doing gaming, try and come up with something. A lot of people now have HD in their name, which nowadays HD's a no-brainer. I mean, if you're not doing HD in this day and age, you know, there's something wrong with you. So just think about some names. Go on Google, type in stuff, try and combine 2 words together. If you do walkthroughs or something, maybe gaming walkthroughs. I mean, people already have that now, unfortunately, but just try and come up with something original, which is obviously easier said than done. But good question. Alright, next up from Zalina Yabar says, what subject do you like when you're at school? Greetings from Malaysia. Greetings from the US of A. I didn't like a whole lot of subjects. I was a little bit lazy in high school, I have to be said. I mean, obviously, I went to high school in England and I went to high school in the USA. And in England, I pissed about a lot. I'm not going to lie. Messed around a lot. My favourite subject was playing football. Was basically the best subject because I didn't like anything else. I'm not a great maths taker. I don't like maths. I don't like numbers. Science doesn't really interest me. English, I feel I know enough English to really care about it. So I was a little bit stubborn. So probably any kind of sport related. PE was probably my favourite subject. Over here, I took weightlifting and I absolutely loved it. It was the only subject I thoroughly enjoyed. And it's not even really a subject, is it? It's just you go in and work it out. But yeah, I'm not really I don't really like history that much. I'm boring. I don't like that many subjects. So those are probably my best subjects at school. But I'm taking IT now, you know, graduating hopefully at the end of the year. So next up from Vid Soik says, what happened with the Goal of the Month competition? What is your favourite TV show? How about Only Fools and Horses? Love from Croatia. Thank you. I absolutely love Only Fools and Horses. It probably is my #1 show of all time. Absolutely brilliant. If you haven't seen it, you don't know what you're missing. It started back, when was it back? In the 80s now? Maybe the 70s? I think it was the 80s. But what a show it was. I mean, the characters, the stories, how funny it is. It's just brilliant. And yeah, it is my #1 show of all time. In fact, I have every single episode to watch. So I do watch it often. It's a shame that John Sullivan passed away and a lot of the characters died. Obviously, Trigger, if you guys know him, he passed away just a couple of weeks ago. He's only 69 years of age, you know, and he was a funny as hell character. Love that guy as well. So it was a real shame. Obviously, Del Boy's still around. He must be 80 odd now. Rodney's in his 50s. Yeah, that's probably one of my favourite shows of all time. And what happened with the Goal of the Month competition? There wasn't enough submissions. It's as simple as that. No one was submitting. I was getting like 2 a month. And the problem is this year, the goals are not... You can't score absolute screamers on pairs this year. So unfortunately, you know, what are you going to submit? You know, you guys have seen my videos, and a lot of the goals are very similar because it's the only way you can score. You know, and someone said in the last video, a couple of videos or a while ago, advanced shooting's cheating because it always goes in. Well, that's because if I put it on assisted shooting or manual, it never goes in. It will just hit the post every time. So, you know, the shooting mechanics need to be refined for next year, massively. And we hope that's going to be the case. Alright, I think we probably are running out of time here, as I'm absolutely bombing it down the road. Next up from Zex, how do you say this one? Zexian Blue, it's a cool name. Hey there, I don't know about you, but Everton's position in the league doesn't say much for David Moyes. They are doing better this season than last year. Do you think Moyes is as good as people thought? Your opinions? Well, yeah, Everton are doing better than Everton. Everton are doing better than United. They are doing better without Moyes. And you have to question, you know, was David Moyes actually holding back Everton from their true capabilities? Because, you know, Martinez has come in, he's done a fantastic job. You know, David Moyes, yeah, I don't know if he's a United manager. That's the problem. That is the problem. So, You know, I've spoken about this time and time again. It's just frustrating to watch Man United. And unfortunately, we're going to have to live with what happens. Bringing in Mata was a big signing. He's going to take a bit of time for him to gel, but hopefully he's going to bring something to the table. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Running out of time here in the video, just heading to the hideout. Be sure to rate, comment and subscribe if you haven't. Submit the questions now. Predict the scores now. Enjoy your Valentines for next week. And until next time, take care.